Hello, my friends. This is Coach from Echo Base Network with a Star Wars News Wrap-Up video where we discuss the happenings of the week. This week's topics include what's on everybody's mind, and that is Andor. We're going to look at the most recent news and the latest comments by showrunner Tony Gilroy. Also, an update on the future of Star Wars movies. What's going to be happening there? Are you a gamer? Maybe a very traditional kind of gamer. We've got just the thing for you with a new Clone Wars game. And last but not least, a little bit of comic book news for all Star Wars fans. Something is getting a 20th anniversary. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So it's always an interesting time when the access media has access and they're able to watch several episodes and give their non-spoiler review until the embargo has been lifted. Well, one of the common themes amongst all the reviewers, all the critics that have been saying Andor is the most mature Star Wars that they've ever seen. Some of the critics have even said that it is grittier and it ushers in a whole new groundbreaking experience for Star Wars. It wouldn't quite be Star Wars news if there wasn't a little bit of drama involved. One thing that people like to harken back to is when George Lucas said that Star Wars has always been made for kids.
You know, it's hard for people to realize, and I'm not supposed to say this, and I wasn't supposed to say it then, but, you know, it's a film for 12-year-olds. That's...
And the argument there, of course, is severed hands, severed arms, decapitation scenes. I'm not so sure about that. And in one of the greatest moments in Star Wars history, producer Gary Kurtz left George Lucas. Lucas says that he fired him. Gary Kurtz said that he left George Lucas because he thought that Return of the Jedi was excessive pandering to children.
Come on.
In a 2010 interview, Gary Kurtz actually said that the toy business began to drive George Lucas. But what does all this have to do with Andor? Because Andor is going to be the grittiest, most mature Star Wars we've ever seen. We're not going to get a lot of laughs in the show. There's going to be slow build-ups to massive payoffs. That's what the critics say anyways. And the showrunner Tony Gilroy even says, we're not making this show for 9-year-olds. He goes on to say in the Variety interview that making it for 12-year-olds is also pushing it. Gilroy went on to say to the New York Times, it gets into character, behavior, and plots that are as complicated and as real as anything I've ever done. Well, speaking for all fans, I hope that we win here. I hope the show is excellent. Star Wars needs this in a bad way. Whenever a new show comes out, one of the things that we look for is fan service. In a certain amount of respect, Star Wars fans want to see a certain degree of fan service. After all, you are making a Star Wars show. You are making a Star Wars movie. But fan service, actually defined, is you're doing things that doesn't have anything to do with the story. And when we're talking Star Wars, that's the most important component, is the story itself. We don't want fluff. We want great story. So Tony Gilroy actually speaks on this when he said, we didn't want to do anything that was fan service. We never wanted to have anything. The mandate in the very beginning was that it would be as absolutely non-cynical as it could possibly be, that the show would just be real and honest. Speaking of real and honest, you can come here and see myself and Nick's authentic, honest reviews and reactions of all things Andor in about 36 hours. And if you'd like to watch the entire show with us, join us over on our Patreon. In our next bit of news, what is the future of Star Wars movies? We all know now that Rogue Squadron has been knocked off the calendar. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but it is unlikely, in my opinion, that it is going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen by 2025. So what's the trade-off here? Why is Star Wars going to the small screen for all of its success? Maybe it's because they're holding out until they get a situation where they can't lose. You see, not very long ago, Lucasfilm thought that any movie they do was gold. And then obviously that has been proven wrong, and it was especially revealed with Solo. Many fans speculate that they're waiting to release a Mandalorian movie, a movie that won't lose. Everybody will tune in to see The Mandalorian, especially if it's this culminating last act that's going to tie in everything with Ahsoka and the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, we've come such a long way. Just a few years ago, the plan was Lucasfilm was going to roll out a new Star Wars movie every year. Do you guys remember that? I certainly do. And that's worth getting excited over. And then Bob Iger comes out and says that we're experiencing Star Wars fatigue. I think he got that one wrong. Fans just want good Star Wars. And it seems that Solo was the indicator that told the world and Lucasfilm, you need to stop making movies because this is not going in a good direction. So now there's a new plan. Small screen, streaming service. We will get another Star Wars movie eventually. And Star Wars is magic in the movie theater when it's good. But in the meantime, The Mandalorian is excellent. Let's get Mandalorian Season 3 and see what happens. But is it really the end of Star Wars movies in the theater? Star Wars actually has 2 slots still pinned on the calendar. One in December of 2025 and another in December of 2027. What are those movies going to be? Nobody knows, and they may not even happen. Could it be a Taika Waititi? Maybe, maybe not. Could it be a Rian Johnson? Probably, definitely not. Who knows what it's going to be, but the dates are penciled in, if you will. And in a little bit of gaming news, but not video gaming news, tabletop gaming news. Star Wars The Clone Wars is coming to tabletops near you. Publisher Asmodee and Z-Man Games announced on Monday that the series' latest entry in the Pandemic System board games is Star Wars The Clone Wars. It is set to be released Tuesday online on September the 19th at Target. Wait a minute. That's today. It'll also be hitting store shelves worldwide in October. Set during the events of the Star Wars The Clone Wars television series, the game will task players with defending the Galactic Republic together as Ahsoka Tano, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and other legendary Jedi against the machinations of the Separatist forces. Built using Z-Man Games' cooperative pandemic system mechanics, players will choose from a selection of 7 Jedi, each with their own unique Force abilities. Players will play across 4 epic scenarios, working together to defeat adversaries of the dark side like Count Dooku and General Grievous. And in our last bit of news for all you comic book fans out there, Star Wars is celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Attack of the Clones. And you could go check out these Marvel comics and their special anniversary collector's edition covers commemorating Attack of the Clones. Fan favorite characters and memorable moments from the middle chapter of the prequel trilogy, among them Obi-Wan Kenobi, the bounty hunter Jango Fett, and the lightsaber duel between Count Dooku and Jedi Master Yoda, will be highlighted in December 2022 and January 2023. StarWars.com has revealed the variant covers by Dr. Aphra cover artist Casper Winjard. And that's going to do it for us with this Star Wars News Roundup. Thank you guys so much for being here at Echo Base Network. Hit that sub button. Join us on our live shows every Saturday night. And we will see you guys throughout the week, especially with Andor dropping. May the Force be with you. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. We'll see you guys on the next one.